A while ago, I was having a conversation with my wife, and it was about my health. I was at a point health-wise that I wasn't happy with. It got to a point where she said, honestly, my attraction to you is a little less the less and less healthy you get. And I can't blame her for that. You know, she wants to have a healthy husband, somebody that she is attracted to. And let's be honest, physical appearance does matter. And I was turning into something that she wasn't super attracted to. And I wasn't attracted with myself either. I was at a weight I wasn't comfortable with. I was at a level of unhealthiness that I wasn't attracted to myself. So I was talking to my wife and I was like, I need to find that motivation, just that one thing that's going to get me over the edge, the thing that's going to get me to finally be more physically fit and change my life for the better. And she asked me a question in honesty and earnesty. And she said, am I not motivation enough for you? Essentially meaning, is her love, the love that she shows me, her attractiveness to me, her desire for me to be better and her support that she'd shown me, and then my desire to be attractive for her, my desire to be better for her, was that not enough? And I had to give her a straightforward, honest answer. And I remember it pretty clearly. I said, obviously not. Because if you were motivation enough, I would have already done it, because we've been married for years at this point. And being married to you, I've gotten into this pattern that I am now at this unhealthy state that neither of us like. Not that I was blaming her. I'm saying that my habits and my choices I made while also being married to her. So after years and years and years of trying this and attempting that, and is this gonna work out? It wasn't until my 28th birthday. I was up at my parents' place. And my father had bought me a bicycle 10 years previous for like my 18th birthday or something around there. He bought me a bicycle. And I had gone biking with him a couple times, and I had enjoyed it. And I enjoyed the fact that I had this bicycle. I just always put a barrier of entry where it's like, okay, I need to get all this stuff set up, and then I need to go outside and, you know, depending on what the weather is going to be, and ride a specific route. And I had thought, well, maybe if I got a gym membership and rode the stationary bikes at the gym, I'm going to like that more. But that was still the same of I have to get out of the house. I have to go. Nothing was working until I went downstairs and my dad was riding his bike. At least I think he was riding his bike, or I had just asked him like, hey, show me the setup that you have. And he was using an application called Zwift, Zwift. And essentially it took a video game, which is something I absolutely loved, and cycling, which is something I felt I wanted to get into and thought I'd have an interest in, and it combined the two. So rather than having to think, okay, I gotta get outside and I gotta plan a route, and what if I get a flat tire? It's like, nope, I can set it up at home. I can just jump on and I can ride in these virtual worlds. And it clicked with me. I weighed myself this morning and I was 180 pounds. That means from my heaviest I ever was, 210 pounds, I'm now down to 180, 30 pounds of weight lost. And how I did that, obviously, as I mentioned, getting on a bike and riding my bike more and more and more. And the more I did it, the more motivated I am to do it. It's not like I suddenly had motivation to do it. It's I did it and I got motivated to do it. The second thing, and probably the more important thing, because I was using a program that showed me how many calories I was burning, it made me realize, like, if I eat more, I then have to ride my bike more. The more food I consume, the more calories I have to burn to lose weight. It's a lot easier to just not eat those 100 calories. Weight loss, I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying that the base calculation is easy. And the base calculation is calories burned has to be greater than calories consumed. For me, I use the bike to burn the calories. And it's a great way to burn calories. I average burning about 500 calories per ride. I'm riding for an hour long. At the pace I go, I burn about 500 calories. Spending a whole hour to burn 500 calories at a decent effort is a lot harder than just not eating those 500 calories in the first place. Now, I don't starve myself. I definitely listen to my body and say, do I need fuel? If so, yes, eat something. Diet and nutrition are such a huge part. It's so easy to eat 500 calories. It's so easy to eat 500 calories. So, in my opinion, best not eat those calories so then you don't have to try and burn them off later. The second thing is calories burned doesn't equal working out. You don't have to go to a gym. You don't have to get a Zwift membership. You don't have to go running for, 100 miles a day. You don't have to do that. Calories burned comes down to movement. Movement in any capacity. Me flailing my arms when I talk, because I talk with my arms a lot and they go woo all over the place. This burns calories. Now, it's a very, very minute amount of calories, but my hand motions and my pacing back and forth and my ADD way of how I go about explaining information and recording myself on video, all of this erroneous movement, all of this goofy movement that I do burns calories in some minute amount. So for me, what clicked was using Zwift combined with my bicycle. That's something that's like, okay, this gets me moving. There are people that love dancing. There are people that use VR games, Beat Saber, and they're burning calories because they're moving. The third thing is, some people think that they have to starve themselves in order to lose weight. Don't starve yourself. That's not healthy. Like I said earlier, if I'm hungry, I eat, and I eat until I'm not hungry. And I'm very conscious to not overeat because I had a huge problem with overeating before. That's how I got into the situation originally. That's also a great way to burn out. Being that caloric deficit and starving yourself is honestly a fantastic way to say this sucks and it sucks so much that I'm not going to do it, and this is why I can't continue to do it. It took me 4.5 months to lose 30 pounds. That might be incredibly fast for some people. It might be incredibly slow for other people, but that's what it took me. It took me 4.5 months to lose 30 pounds. So my experience isn't going to be your experience. Now you might be saying, Jason, what calorie deficit do you have on any given day? And I'm going to tell you with full honesty, I don't know what my daily calorie deficit is. All I know is when I eat, I try to consciously calculate, okay, how many calories is this about? How full do I feel? Should I eat more? Should I eat less? Am I starving? Do I eat more? And I try and listen to my body the best I can. I try and make sure I'm not miserable, but I also try and make sure I'm not overindulgent. There are some days where I might have a more drastic calorie deficit just because I don't feel as hungry, and my body feels like it's been able to use those energy stores that I have on my stomach better, so I might have a larger calorie deficit. And there are definitely other days where I have a calorie surplus. And this is key, I have cheat days. I feel cheat days are incredibly important for your mental state while you go through this process. Because I knew that rather than starving myself every single day or beating myself up every single day, I told myself progress isn't linear. The progress is not going to be linear. It's going to ebb and flow. It helps the mental attitude to be like, I can kind of relax and let myself enjoy food. Like, I don't have a negative relationship with food. Progress isn't linear. The most frustrating part about it is the plateaus. I hit a huge plateau where I was 197 pounds. The first 10 to 13 pounds melted off. When you first start something, progress is super quick oftentimes because your body is first reacting to it and is like kicking into hyperdrive and is like, okay, here we go. At some point, you'll plateau and you'll kind of level out and your progress won't be that spike like it was, and you might stagnate. There were plenty of times where I was like, what's going on? Why did these first 10 to 13 pounds just melt away? And now I'm sitting here at 197, just absolutely stuck. But it happened again at 192, it happened again at 187, and it happened again at 182. So it's almost like every 5 pounds my body loses, it stagnates and has to kind of reprocess, okay, where are we? What are we doing? How are we going to progress from here? Just like you can have cheat days where you might gain a little weight, you'll probably have periods of time where you plateau. And I kept telling myself that 197 is better than 210. And just because I'm here for a long time doesn't mean I'm going to be here forever. And so long as the scale's not going back up, I'm at least doing something right. So I wasn't too hard on myself that I stayed at 197. All this being said, at the end of it all, I just hope that anybody out there that might be on some sort of weight loss or fitness journey, like, stick with it. Stick with it. Results will come. Results will come. The way my weight loss journey looks is not going to be the same as the weight loss journey that anybody else is on. All I hope to do is to just provide my experience, and so somebody might listen to my experience and realize that their experience can be positive as well in their own way. I don't wear tank tops all that often. 1, because I'm pasty white, and 2, because I was 210 pounds and I felt like I didn't look good in a tank top. But yesterday, I just threw this on because it was really hot, and I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the first time in a long while that I feel attractive while wearing a tank top. And I'm not doing this so I can be vain and be like, look at how sexy my abs are. Like, that's not why I'm doing this. I'm doing this ultimately to feel better. And part of feeling better is that mental image of myself. And it's improving. And it feels good. Down 30 pounds. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, week, night, whatever. Peace out.